This episode of Dungeons and Dorkheads is brought to you by Green Man Gaming. Head down to the link below to get some fantastic deals on video games and shop with confidence, knowing that every game on this site comes directly from publishers and you get a fantastic deal in the process. Not only that, this video is also brought to you by XSplit. Head down to the other link down there and get in on the fantastic family of products that XSplit has to offer, including XSplit Broadcaster, which is a fantastic program for live streaming, video recording, and even making this video that you're watching right now. Head down to the link below. And let's not forget, this show wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for the great people making Foundry Virtual Tabletop. Head down to the link below. Foundry Virtual Tabletop is perfect for all of your virtual tabletop needs. It's very easy to set up, very easy to mod, very easy to get all of your game systems working, including D&D 1st Edition, D&D 5th Edition, Pathfinder, Fallout Pen and Paper, even Bunkers and Badasses. Head down to the link below and try out Foundry Virtual Tabletop absolutely free. And last but certainly not least, we need to give a big shout out to the folks at ForgottenAdventures.net for their dedication to the craft of map-making assets, virtual tokens, battle maps, Clip Studio brushes, and builder packs. All available on ForgottenAdventures.net. Link down below in the description. Hello, dorks! It's just the dorks today.
Who?
Yippee!
What was that?
Nipple.
I promise it wasn't the soundboard. I made that noise.
Who was that?
I am Yippee.
Nipple.
Slicker of Mix.
And...
Oh my god.
Okay, I
Button.
thought somebody left the moment we started, which...
Oh gosh darn it, that was a sound effect!
Get trolled.
That is a sound effect!
That's right.
Stop it! God! I'll turn it off, I swear.
It's too
You
far.
can turn it off.
I probably will turn it off!
Burn up.
No, I didn't drop it in dirt. Grow up.
Rocks fall, everybody dies, show's over.
Demir survives with her cheat-girl swag.
No, you're dead.
Welcome to Season 2.
What's the damn soundboard volume?
Yeah, you should probably lower that, yeah.
Yep, all the way down. It's gone. It's gone now.
We have to utter it manually now.
Bonk.
Yep, alright, yeah. Cool! Awesome! It only took, 3 episodes of D&D, and you've already lost, soundboard privileges. Congratulations! Hey!
Salty.
Over to you, Steve!
Glad that you could get that very solid soundboard piece that definitely fit everything going on.
Yep.
Hi. The audience is just not gonna know what the fuck is going on. I honestly, throughout the entire session, go ahead and just do whatever soundboard things you want at whatever time so we can all laugh at it, but it doesn't actually make it into the cut, so everyone just hears us giggling like idiots.
We did it.
We're
I
just having
hate
a silly
this.
fun time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Where the heck
Uh,
is this? I couldn't find my sheet.
Anyway, yeah, thank you everyone for returning. Except Dante! Motherfucker didn't
Lamau.
feel like returning because
All
they're
right.
busy doing life things.
How dare they?
And by life things, I mean they gave us very sufficient notice that they were unfortunately not going to be here. But they still cannot be included in the thank you for returning as they are still not here. But will likely be here next week, so I can thank them then. Anyway, I think it's time for a recap. So, Eric, as you give the best recaps, please go on.
Oh, sure. So, last session we. Oh gosh, darn it. We
With
visited
feeling.
Hold on. Do you remember the city's name?
You're losing them.
Last session we visited the town of Shorevor. Sandra's uncle said hello to everyone. So
Uncle?
didn't make up to us. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Did you
Father.
say Shervor?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm not used to being put on the spot, so hold on.
You're going to that really dark side of the Rule 34 websites with that one.
We then visited Sandra's house, then went to do some errands, and then Demare decided to pull a prank on Sandra's friend, which got
Okay.
No.
and got arrested because we did an incident. And now we're going to jail, and Demare's at Sandra's house.
Okay,
Yeah.
are we actually
Got
gonna
it.
go with that take, or do we want the actual notes?
I know what actually fucking happened. I don't need notes. Fuck you. We got into town. Sandra talked about how boring her fucking town was.
But
where it's
do
just
the
like,
people at home want the actual notes?
Let's ask the people at home.
great. Anyway, as I was
Great.
saying,
Oh
we
no, I
met
can't
the
use
mom,
the cricket
and then we met
sound.
with the friends, and I accidentally pointed a gun at Sandra's friend and spooked her. Things were fine until Zach decided to fly.
Because apparently magic is illegal.
I'm
Disturbing the
blaming-
peace is illegal.
Alright.
And then I did the noble thing of not get spotted by the cops so I wouldn't have to murder them.
Here's the actual notes where we left off. The group was still traveling, yes, but that finally came to an end, but not before we got some very fatherly advice from Amon, because, let's face it, this group needs a fucking dad at this point just to get shit in order.
We've had a father
Does that
figure the
mean he's
entire
gonna
time
leave
that
for the
didn't
best
work.
we get
We
to
had a
know?
great time with Amon and Zach, and a very interesting conversation with Amon and Demare. Some good stuff, actually. We cleared the
Nope.
air with some of our other characters.
No.
Not a lot of interaction with Nicholas, surprisingly. Maybe we'll get to that this session. We'll find out. But anyway,
That is
the group finally arrived.
wow.
At
Somebody's
the-
been-
Is there something you would like to say, Nicholas?
But he's completely out of character, so no.
There's something I would like to say in character.
You're not even here!
Banished.
I'm using seven.
You're not even
alright?
here! You're like
You're
over,
talking to
like
Black.
there somewhere! You left us to go to Granite Keep so you could
Well,
become king or
Sandra.
something!
Dad had to leave the party to lead a kingdom, alright? That's where Dad went, okay?
So,
Just to get some fucking milk!
Just to get milk for you, you ungrateful son!
you left us and promised tomorrow! Anyway. The party arrived at the very podunk elven town of Shurthor. Shurthor is Sandra's hometown, and we were afraid that a dragon attack was imminent, and it still may be imminent, so don't count your chickens just yet. Sandra had some very heartfelt reunions with everybody in town. We got to see a little bit of everything. Nicholas got some new armor. Very nice. we visited the smith, and we got a new dragon bone dagger in progress, pending. And then we had this just delightfully terrible incident at the bookstore involving guns, flying clowns, terrified friends from our
Mach 5 running goats.
various childhoods. And what was that about running goats?
Mach 5 running goats.
Yes, we established that Sandra is the fastest runner in the party. I'm a fawn, you dork.
Can't I also just match your speed though?
Can you?
Yeah. What's your running speed? Like 90 feet?
If I use my action and bonus action to dash, it's 90 feet.
Yeah, same. I can do the same.
Okay, but if I take a turn and set up Zephyr Strike, I can extend that to like 120.
I mean, if we're going for that, I could probably get a fucking spell for
But
that
like
shit.
Sandra's got to warm up for that first. Anyway,
Fairly sure you could like start moving anyways.
Use
Like
this long strider.
Can't you dash as a bonus action, Demir?
Yes.
I think
Anyway.
I don't remember.
game mechanics aside, we did level up. But game mechanics aside, we calmed down this aforementioned individual. We will see her later at dinner. And then the town guard showed up because flying clowns, kind of disturbing the peace. It's a quiet place, and yeah, that's not really supposed to happen. Also, apparently
Literally just
performing without a
fly.
license. So now we're on our way to the prison, not to be thrown in jail, as Nicholas said. We're just going down there to pay a fine
I forgot.
and
Sorry.
fill out some paperwork. This is not a jailable offense. Unless you do it 1,000 times, probably. Then they'll probably get sick of your shit, but aside from that, Demare kind of slipped away from the group before that little incident occurred. Rest of the party has no idea where she went. But it turns out she is here at Sandra's house to talk to Sandra's mom. I don't know what to expect. You don't know what to expect. I have high hopes for the coming interactions, and that's where we left off.
Whoa.
Steve, Q. That's you, Q.
I did. I played the sound clip.
You're not funny.
It was so funny.
I'm not
Anyway.
turning it back on. And
Mad.
you cannot make me turn it back on.
All
We'll
of
go
the
further and get a
computer
real
sound
soundboard.
effects. Lamau. Anyway.
Okay, so who are we starting with? You know, just so I could get the pick for the music.
We're starting with roulette. Let's find out. No.
Oh my God.
We're starting at the prison.
Okay, town
Nice.
music it is.
Alright, hang on.
Did you need me to pause?
Yeah, actually, if you could for a second.
Absolutely. Okay, good to go.
So the most of the party, besides the mayor, makes their way, being escorted by a cadre of guards, to the prison, aptly named Shurthor Prison.
And as I understand, Amon was following us.
Correct.
All right, on our way there, I'm kind of explaining what happened to him, just getting him caught up.
You're getting the disappointed dad look. The entire time. You're attempting to kind of, justify what happened and make it, obviously it wasn't your fault. They're giving you that disappointed dad look. You should have done better.
Should have done better, sport.
You're not there. Shut up.
So, the doors to the prison get opened, and you can see the central processing area, which is a desk with basically a secretary behind it. There are a couple of other guards kind of milling about that it kind of gets their attention that something actually happened in town, and as soon as they see it's a group of adventurers, some of them, get smirks being like, haha, yeah, of course this happened. Some of them are just like, oh, that makes sense, and, go about their business. The main guard who is doing the talking goes up to the secretary, and the secretary, not even missing a beat, just goes, "Adventurers disturbing the peace?" They just give a nod. "Weapons brandished?" Gives another nod. "Anyone hurt?" They kind of turn to the group, turn back, and go, "Surprisingly not. At least not that we know." They're already scrolling down on a piece of paper. Alright. Adventuring party name? They look past and at the cadre of the party.
We are the Wild Whirlwinds.
Alright, adventurer card?
We don't have that.
They stop writing and look up. You don't have your adventurer card.
Okay. On our way to the Adventuring Guild, it blew up.
Just to make sure, was that your fault?
No.
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 Alright, I need Zach to make a deception check.
The game lied
Zach
as
isn't
easily as
lying.
they breathed.
Zach isn't lying. They do fully believe that it's not their fault.
Technically, it isn't.
By all reasoning, this isn't a lie.
One of
All right,
these
then
days,
make a
Sandra's
persuasion
gonna
check.
ask you who
All
blew
right,
up the
let me-
Adventure Guild.
we
And I
open
get
up
the
Zach.
feeling she's not gonna like the answer.
Persuasion. Alright.
Deception.
No,
Oh, Steve said persuasion.
Yep, you can do persuasion instead.
I mean, I get the same for both of them, but like normal or.
Yeah, just regular.
Alright. A very glazed over clown is giving this, by the way. Mildly checked out.
checked out over the fact that you got arrested for such bullshit.
Exactly.
Disturbing the peace and chasing down a citizen is not bullshit.
It's bullshit to clowns.
Bureaucracy is bullshit to clowns. Did you
Please
roll yet?
roll.
I'm not.
Yeah, oh shit, I put it in the fucking... It's because I had self-roll on because I was testing shit. Let me just give you a screenshot because I don't want to re-roll this because I got a fucking 20. But
Fair enough.
it's real, the 20 is real.
Oh, alright. You deliver that, and they're just like, alright, just making sure. And continue on as if, like, there is no way in hell that even if even if you did do it, there's no way you'd say that to a cop. Like, is your caravan full of illegal drugs? No, officer, they're not. Anyway, they continue writing, and the guard kind of turns over to assist and motions to Zach once again, you. They were also causing a ruckus without a permit, and they identify as a clown. Therefore, without the necessary street performer permit, that would be the additional fine. And they continue writing that down. Any property damage? No, not that we know. Okay. So this will be going on your adventurer record due to the recent happenstance within the Adventurers Guild, and the fact that the Shurthor Adventurers Guild has shut down.
We have an adventure guild?
The Adventurers Guild that had their small branch here, as well as most of the Elven lands. Yes.
I turn and look at Amon, I'm like, I didn't know this.
This was mostly out. Hang on. Oh yeah, it was mostly out of the tavern.
Huh. I just shrug, let her continue.
Right. So, in total, for the party as a whole, it will be 50 gold pieces. For your additional lack of permit, if you were to want to get to the permit now, it would be an additional charge, but it would be the 10 gold pieces on top of that. And just to make sure, I will need all of your names.
Nicholas.
Like, motion to Zach.
I was just tabbing out of something.
They're asking your name.
Right. They're just gonna say Zach. Just staring them in the soul.
And they look to Dante, who provides his name, and then don't even ask Sandra, just writes down Sandra's both first and last name.
Get doxed, idiot.
Get
They
doxed.
know me. And if you could add Demare to that as well, that'd be great.
Is a party member not accounted for?
Yes, that's it exactly.
They kind of look to the guard. The guard looks to some other guards, gives a nod, and a group starts heading out the door. Right. Well, for now, once again, Zach, if you were to want to get a performer's permit, that would be an additional upcharge, but if you were to just regular want to pay that 10 gold pieces, and then as the party, it is that 50 gold pieces.
I just fork over 5 platinum.
How much does the permit get me?
The permit is for within reason. Any disturbing of the peace could be attributed to the act, as well as so long as harm does not come to any non-participants, you are free to cast within the bounds of the town, within reason.
As she's talking, I just fork over another platinum.
I give 5 platinum.
What? No, I already did that. Why are you
thought
giving
all
5
of us-
platinum?
Oh wait, I thought all of us were supposed to do that.
No, it is just the one charge of the 50.
Oh, never mind then. Thanks, Sandra.
Yeah, I'm paying for all of this.
It would be an additional 2 gold for the performer's permit.
I can pay for that. Here you go.
And Sandra forks over 2 gold.
Were we getting multiple permits, or just the one for...
Just the
Zach.
one.
Just
I
the
was
one
gonna
for
pay, but
him.
Zach is just
Damn.
continuing to stare at the fucking card.
And
Right.
I turn and look at them. You owe me so much money now. I'm gonna hold this over you for as long as I can. I hope you know that.
Right. If I could get some information from you, you said name was Zach, correct?
Correct.
Last name?
There is no last name.
There is no last name. All right. Zach, and they just like put a line where a last name would be.
Oh, I thought they wrote down there is no last name.
No, that's their equivocal because not everyone actually has a last name. And your type of occupation, we heard clown.
Honk.
Right. And is this a travel or is this a seasonal? Assuming adventure would be travel, which this permit, if allowed to, if one travels within other elven towns, you would have the permit here.
Correct.
Right. They scribble down more information and hand you a written permit so that you can go ahead and add to your inventory. You are now a registered performer within the Elven lands for the duration of the spring.
Zach is gonna memorize what this thing looks like.
Spring? I thought it was summer.
It's getting close to summer. I'll say it's spring and summer, just because it's weirdly between seasons right now.
There.
Sprummer.
We just invented Sprummer cannon.
Cool. For the small duration of Sprummer, that's how good you're... that's how long it's good for. I'm joking. No, it's good through summer. Right. Well, with the fees paid, unless there's anything else you need, you have your permit, you should be good to go.
Okay, we should probably get going and find Demare before she breaks something, and we end up back here again.
We've already dispatched guards, just in case.
Oh, trust me, they're not enough.
For what crime committed?
Well, potentially evading the law if they are actually guilty of anything.
You'll find, according to your own guards, that she wasn't even there at the event.
Well, adventurers in town, especially ones like you, danger seems to come towards. So, should anything happen, there are certainly guards around who will be able to cease any wrongdoings. And if nothing happens, then nothing happens.
Sandra is halfway out the door, just waiting.
Just gonna continue to mog the guard on the way out, just to stare.
The guard just continues looking at you, and yeah, they go ahead and roll an insight check for me.
And as Zach goes by me, I just give him them. Caught myself. I give them this look. It's just Sandra is so tired. She is so done already.
So, Zach, it's not hard to infer. You're wanting to give this guard shit. This guard and all of the other guards, they've had adventurers roll through here. This is the song and dance that they do, and you know, facially flipping them off on the way out, like, you might as well be an intoxicated rabble-rouser. It doesn't matter. He's been through this. Nothing you can do shy of actually assaulting him would do anything. And if you attempt to assault them, then, you know, they'll quote-unquote try to arrest you, which, like, a good chance that person's gonna die. And this is something that they, like, signed up for as a job and just kind of hope that adventurers don't do that.
Zach's aware of like the power dynamic, and then just like, yeah, it's clear they don't give a shit. Whatever, let's get through this because murder isn't on the table tonight, unfortunately.
I'm gonna make sure I'm the last one out. And just look back.
First one out, and also last one out.
The only thing mentally Zach's been doing aside from that is stare at the card.
I look back at all the guards and I'm like, I am so sorry for the disturbance. I will keep them on a leash.
One of them further back is like, welcome back, Sandra.
Good to be back.
Keep your friends in line.
Oh yeah, I will try.
Don't get mauled by any bears.
And I just go.
Wait, you've been mauled by bears,
I
Sandra?
actually have not been mauled by a bear. My neighbor was mauled by a bear. A bear aided my neighbor, but it was mostly me shooting bears.
Oh.
How hard do you think it'd
Sorry
be to
for your
fake this
loss.
card?
Hard would it be to what?
To fake one of these cards. Zach's just staring at it, studying it.
You already have a real one. Don't forge a new one.
For now.
For goddess's sake, Zach, we're barely walking out of the prison.
So you don't deserve my money. Or your money, for that matter, but that was your choice.
You owe me
I was willing to go without, you know. But
31 gold.
thank
You owe me
you.
31 gold.
I honestly would rather not
sure,
be
Zach's
sleeping
gonna
in
hand
this
that over.
jail tonight.
Okay.
Zach's just gonna hand over 31 gold or whatever.
Well, that accounts for your half.
Also, Zach, to answer your question, if you're proficient with forgery tools, not terribly hard.
Okay, but then
Yeah,
Zach's also
you had some
considering
criminal here.
with using minor illusion to just fake it.
Minor illusion would be temporary, but
Yes.
you could probably get away with it if they're gullible enough. You're like in this podunk town, if you hold it up like a shit posting license, then you got it.
Just straight up says shit posting license. All right.
It basically does. It's a fucking performing license for a clown. That's as close as you're gonna get.
Let's go home.
I thought you wanted to check out the bank first.
Let's go home.
All right.
Why would we go to the bank?
I mean, everyone freaked out when they realized the mayor wasn't there.
Oh, alright. Yeah, Demare could be very much at the bank.
Okay,
Alright.
we will investigate the bank.
So you begin heading your way to the bank. It is a fairly reasonable walk. There's still a good amount of buildings that you pass by of relative note, and as you walk past the armory, around the town hall, gathering centers, etc., you do make your way to the bank. Not exactly an opulent place, but it's, a finer building made of a mix of stone and wood. It has painted gilded edges. Like, obviously no one's actually going to put gold on this building, because that shit would just get collected hard. This is a halfway point between major towns, so you don't put anything too valuable out where people can walk over and take it. Doesn't matter where you're at.
But it doesn't
You-
look like it's being robbed.
From what you're seeing, no. Yeah, there's
Well,
I mean,
that's good at least.
some people walking in and out. It looks to be normal as far as you know.
Alright, let's go home. She'll turn up eventually.
Yeah,
Or maybe
Did
she
she go?
won't.
shocking, actually.
Maybe she went to the boat.
Well, either way, it's a win in my book. And Sandra just starts walking. She's at it.
Hmm.
And we start headed for the house.
Yeah.
Mhm. You start heading towards the house, and you can still feel the disappointed stare of Amon. Reverting back in time, back outside of the house of Sandra and Fam. Let's just take out Ronan.
Let's just
Your
gather
friend's
them
just gonna
over
be
here or something.
hanging out with Amon in the garden.
It's a nice garden. I worked hard on that
It's
garden.
a party themed scarecrow.
I actually worked very hard on that garden. I'm very proud of it.
So, Demare, you find yourself standing alone
Oh, I'm
outside.
not standing. I'm casually walking up, and then I politely knock on the door.
One moment. After a bit, the door opens. Oh, hi there.
And I want to note at this point, she sees just an average-looking elf girl.
She's a bit older in years, but yeah, it's elven woman.
And I say, okay, out of character, what's her name?
What is her name? You don't remember?
I don't. I'm sleep deprived. Give me a break.
It's Rena.
Frina?
Rena.
Rena, okay. And I go, hi, Rena.
Oh, hi there.
Want to see a cool magic trick?
Sure.
I lift up my right hand and then snap my finger, distracting from my left hand, which clicks a button on a device that reveals Demare. And I go, ta-da!
She gives a smile and is like, oh, that's a neat trick.
Isn't it? I got split off from my friends here, and I figured since I don't have anywhere else to go, I might come here and spend some time.
Nope, sounds good. There's just whipping up some dinner for, if, always have a place set for two in case either Amon returns home early or, daughter gets done with work early.
Oh my god, that's been bothering me all week.
That makes sense. What you making? Demare says as she starts to walk in, feeling kind of awkward about the whole
Oh,
situation.
yeah, she's been walking and talking and getting back to the kitchen. Well, it just so happened I've been trying to, while she's been gone, perfect the beef stew that Sandra likes so much.
Ooh, beef stew. It's been a while since I've had beef stew. I mostly just eat fish.
Yeah, well, if you want to give it a try, it's going to be ready in a bit.
You wouldn't happen to have any leftover raw meat, would you?
I guess some. And she kind of checks the nearby storage. It looks like they do have an ice box that definitely looks like it's been imported from somewhere. And she pulls out a wrapped in paper. Telltale, it's a piece of frozen meat.
It's frozen?
Currently, yes.
Darn. Never mind, Demare says, noticing that it's frozen.
Yeah, sorry, you got me mostly on the later half of cooking.
It's no big deal. So how's your life here been? Demare says as she takes a seat, just kind of sitting in the empty chair that doesn't have any of the plates there.
While she's kind of stirring, she's like, oh, well, it's here and there, tending around the house, growing in the garden. Been a
Seems
bit
pretty
lonely
simple.
since, Sandra shipped out. life's kind of continued, but things have been getting a bit crazy in the recent times with all the things going on in the world. But, I mean, home still stays home.
Yeah, it's been ages since I've been home. Probably about... Demir quietly counts how old she is in her head. Like around 21 years since I've been home.
Well, that's quite a while.
You don't really get to see a place like that very often. I lived on an island.
That was a nice island.
It was so nice. It was abandoned, and there was no one there for miles. I gotta tell you, as much as I love running around doing things, I miss that peace and quiet so much.
Yeah, well, being alone's kind of okay at times. I do prefer having my family around.
Family's nice. It's been a while since I've seen mine.
Yeah? Where are they right now?
Probably out sailing. I'm from a family of sailors. I got picked up. Been taught their ways all my life.
Well, might explain a little bit.
What was your first clue? Damaris says smilingly, putting her elbow up against the backseat of the chair.
Well, there's certainly a sea air around you, as well as your mannerisms are a bit different.
Well, whenever you're stuck on a boat with a bunch of people for months on end, you get to be a bit eccentric compared to the landlubbers.
She kind of gives a chuckle at that. Yeah, well, I gotta say, going around with Amon, that was some time. We adventured together a bit, and some days you miss it. Some days you like being at home, where some things are a bit more simple. I'm not sure with all the beasties in the deep ocean that it'd be too much for me.
Honestly, as tough and hard as it is, I wouldn't trade it for any other life in the world. Although, sadly, it seems Sandra isn't so fond of my eccentricities.
Well, she's afraid of water for the most part.
She's very afraid of water.
Yeah.
I've caught her looking over the side of our boat sometimes fearfully into the water.
Yeah, she,
I also think sometimes she fantasizes about getting rescued from the water.
Oh?
She's got this huge crush on this other guy in my party. My crew.
You can tell that she's, like, thinking and trying to piece together which one it is. Somehow it wasn't obvious to her. Oh, well. You know. Expected Sandra to change a lot when I'm leaving the nest again, but some things don't change. Some things do, but some things don't.
I find it astonishing that you've actually managed to raise her.
Oh, we did our
Must have been
best.
a handful.
Not as bad as you'd think, honestly.
Probably kept herself busy, didn't she?
Yeah, that, you could say that. The, various times around when it's, you can tell that a lot of memories kind of flow through her head, and her eyes, like, dart over to specifically dents in the wall that you can see across the hall from her room. As if, you know, projectiles had been flung at various times.
Tipped projectiles on wooden cores.
Mayhaps. She also looks over, and there's a knife block on the counter, and you notice like 2 of the knives are missing. Well, let's just say she certainly was an adventurous sort. Kept wanting to take after Amon in certain ways, and honestly, surprised she didn't ship out a bit earlier than she did.
She must have been itching to leave the nest, wasn't she?
It's not
But
like
maybe
she
the
was here
fact that-
much.
But maybe the fact it took her so long to finally take that final leap meant that she actually was conflicted about leaving.
Mm-hmm. We did our best, and made sure she was prepared. And she seems to be doing well for herself, making friends like you.
Demir gives a pleasant smile to her.
Well, let's hope that one of these days you'll be able to help her with that sea fear.
I would love to help her with that.
Yeah, she didn't like playing down at the port too much. She tended towards the woods, even though I kept warning her about those bears. Got our neighbor, you know.
Truthfully, the worst thing you can do in the sea is be afraid of it. The best thing you can do is just let it carry you. One time, whenever I was back on my island all alone, I would just go out into the shallows and just let myself float there for hours on end until I drifted back onto shore. I didn't have a lot to do there.
Well, it sounds a bit relaxing, but I
Makes
feel
you
like I'd
pretty
fall
mad,
asleep.
though.
Yeah, well, it's likely safer than all those times that she kept saying that she was going to get revenge on those bears. Glad that she actually managed to win that fight.
I feel sorry for those bears.
Yeah, part of me
She
kind
is
of does as well.
Very fiery.
That's an understatement. The amount of adventures that she tried pulling Selena out on. Let's just say Selena has originally wasn't known as much of a crybaby until adventures kind of happened. She has a bit of a thing with adventurers now.
I hear she tried to stop by the Adventurers Guild before it blew up.
Selena or Sandra?
Sandra.
Oh yeah, she's been a number of places.
I only met her not that long ago, so I wouldn't really know.
Oh well. Honestly, she's been working on that big book of hers. Explorer's Guide to Adia.
I didn't know she had a book.
Well, write down enough and it becomes a book eventually.
True. I got my own book, but I imagine it's way less organized.
Well, everyone writes down some stuff at least.
I
and,
actually have it right here, Demir says as she opens up her bag of holding, scrambles around and reaches around in it, and pulls out just a bunch of notes, haphazardly, clipped together. And it's not just one clip, it is multiple clips holding it together. A single paper falls off of the table and lands on the ground.
Oh, maybe you should reorganize that a little bit. If pages are falling out, you don't want to get a part that is out of place now.
Oh, don't worry, I remember where everything is. Especially, Demir says as she picks up the paper. Pill that makes it so you eat while you sleep. The bad organization keeps people from stealing my ideas. I mean, could you imagine trying to steal something out of here?
I wouldn't even know where to start on that one.
The best defense an inventor has is her own mind. Demare says as she shoves all the papers back in. It is very clear she is not intent on keeping them organized.
The brow furrows a bit as she kind of, doesn't necessarily follow, but continues mixing. She then
Just an autistic horse.
She begins wandering over and stops into going through the wall, apparently, goes into Sandra's old room, and then comes back out with a holding a book that she places on the table, and it is a very, very early book that says Explorer's Guide to Shurthor, and you can tell by one of the backwards letters this is something that she worked on real early.
Aw, that's precious.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of all the details of the neighbors' houses. Really felt like mapping a lot out, and, well, let's just say that there is a lot of apologies, but if you wanted to flip through that, might give you a little insight on how talented she is with certain things and what we needed to work on with others, and continue stirring the stew.
I'll certainly give it a paging. Got nothing else to do until they get back. And Demare just kind of thumbs through all the pages slowly, finishes the book, and then goes backwards, and will continue doing this until the party arrives.
One thing that you do note is there are pictures of the wildlife. Some of them are really good. Some of them, not so much. It also is obvious that some of them were like charcoal and then weren't properly taken care of and like smeared wildly, and it is almost similar to your notes as in the term of being a wild collection of different things that, like, it goes from the map of a certain section of town and then the interior of someone's house and then like a very poorly drawn portrait of the person and just like random facts about them, and then you turn the page and it's a bird that might have been on the roof of that person's house, and then you flip the page and it's a recipe of something, and it just kind of goes wildly, and it's obviously like they understood the concept of a guide, but not the execution yet.
Is that a dog?
Yes, that's a dog. I have a dog.
And with that, after a bit, you do hear through one of the open windows the rabble-rousing of your party as they approach.
I just kind of continue flipping, not even paying them mind. I've done nothing wrong after all. Only the guilty are very on edge. Even though Demare is hyper aware of everything around her, she has noted that fucking... God, my brain's not working. Sandra's mom has stirred the pot exactly 1,205 times for the entire amount of time that I've been here.
What?
1,206.
Is this
He's
like
making sure there's nothing stuck to the bottom.
Is this like that autism joke? There are 872 coins in that jar?
Correct.
Okay. And we walk in.
Oh, hey there, Sandra.
Samuel finding.
Goddess, this is better. This is better, actually. This is fine.
Zach's just gonna say, we got arrested.
We did not.
We went to the jail temporarily against our will and had to pay fees. It's an arrest.
Demare looks up at
You're in the
Zach,
book now.
and if Sandra's mom at all has any perception above 10, would notice the fact that Demare's demeanor has changed from very pleasant to a lot more mischievous upon seeing Zach. It's just like, why'd you get arrested?
Magic is illegal for some reason, and that's stupid.
That's not the question I asked. I asked, why did you get arrested?
Because apparently flying is disturbing the peace.
But why did you get arrested?
Because we have to play nice with the guards.
Sandra.
All right. Let me explain.
We're like, what am I gonna do? Run away and make Sandra get annoyed and make me get arrested by force?
And I pull Rena aside and explain everything that's happened over the past hour.
Boo! Talk to your mom and RP. Fail RP.
RP fail.
Banned.
For the sake of brevity, I explain the events over the past hour.
You're getting the disappointed mom stare the entire time.
You too?
Sandra.
It wasn't me this time, and I can promise you that. You know I wouldn't lie to you.
Sandra, we know that you would keep your friends out of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You're usually the one who got into the trouble anyway. She stirs the pot again.
1,507.
Amon takes his rightful place in his chair.
That's the dad chair, the one he always sits in and then goes to sleep in.
You could see.
Also, whenever he sits in the chair, he goes, "Ah."
Oh, absolutely. You could see like the imprint from his back. When he sits down, and it just fits perfectly. He sits down with that satisfying. He just takes a second to really sink into the chair. All right, Sandra. Well, at least you spoke to the guards and didn't cause more of a ruckus, unlike the other time that you were running across the neighborhood.
Okay, that
middle
was
of the
one
night.
time, and I haven't done it since.
Right, and the other time it was just Selena going out alone. Absolutely no reason for running across the neighborhood, waking up the neighbors.
That was also one time.
During this whole situation, I would like to note that Demare is stealing smug glances over at Sandra while still flipping through the book. This is about the 6th time she's read through it.
It's around now I noticed the book. Oh, goddess, you gave her the book.
It's a
What's
very
it say?
adorable book.
Of course I had to show off your work to your friend.
What's in the book?
Oh, it's a cartography of the location.
Huh. Zach will take a look at the book as well. I'm just gonna look over the shoulder.
It's adorably bad.
Just inside the cover it reads Sandra, age 9.
Aw. First books. I got my book. It's just things.
Yes, I was writing a book, but
Has Selena come by? I invited her to dinner.
Oh, not yet.
Not like she has to work right now. I mean, I guess she could still keep working, but she should have more than enough.
I'll keep her. I'll keep her.
Amon just kind of turns. Yeah, well, she probably needs to take a second.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. And
Now she can be around adventurers.
It'll be.
Well,
Oh, sorry.
Rena kind of turns to the party. Well, we don't have enough due for everyone here now, but we could go out to the Wilderness Way and have dinner together there.
Ash?
Isn't the
Well,
Wilderness Way the camping
My
trap?
food would taste a bit bad, but I can just make just a healthy amount of food for everybody right
Oh,
now.
shit, yeah.
Isn't
If you
that for
want.
survival? I think a meal is a bit more.
Also,
wanting.
wasn't Wilderness Way the camping supply store?
You're right. I'm double checking the notes I was given,
Spicy
and
oak.
it's the spicy oak. Yes. Apologies.
Oh, that's fine.
GM notes.
You're good.
Hastily recopying them.
You're good. I know. Something fucked up.
So, correction. Rena said the spicy oak for dinner.
Oh, you mean a restaurant? Okay. When I heard like the wilderness, I thought going out into the wilderness and hunting food.
Nope.
Sandra's
I'm-
ears kind of perk up at hearing the spicy oak.
I know not of these things. Explain.
Rena goes over and Demare, you know of the spicy oak since you've been reading Sandra's Guide to Shurthor. The spicy oak is Sandra's favorite restaurant. They have the best beef stew, and you can very blatantly tell as you flip open the page to show to Zach. There is a picture of Sandra, a self-portrait of her, age 10, eating said soup. It is, once again, adorably bad, but
Is there a layout of the place?
yes,
And
in intricate
I'm not
detail.
eating, so-
I'm going to take express notes in my head about it all.
Why? Why
Never
are you
know.
studying my layout for the restaurant?
Zach is going to, using their fucking infinite silent image, just create a little hologram of the fucking soup drawing.
Why?
It's like, oh my god, it's cute. Look at this. Just gonna just show it around.
You show the derpy hologram of poorly drawn Sandra eating soup.
Zach can and will use their notification with fucking sheer joy.
Why are you like this?
Zach will now start animating it after you said that. She's eating the soup, Sandra.
She's eating the soup.
Both Amon and Rena awe with how adorable it is.
That's impressive, actually. Oh, I guess I am a bit hungry.
I can help with covering it at least. The soup costs.
It would be a shame to let this food go to waste.
Oh, don't you worry about it. We can save it for tomorrow.
Okay.
Don't forget, Amon did bring back that ice box.
Yeah.
A box of ice.
I forgot about that.
Yep. Greatest thing I brought back from Wizard City.
We buy that at Magic Market.
Is it similar to like a bag of cooling by chance?
Bag of colding.
Colding? Okay, my bad. Should've- yeah.
Nope, it's just a cold box, and yes.
I remember that Magic Market. Anyway.
So, should we go.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Rena starts putting the now finished stew into a container, which can then be put inside of the cooling ice box. All right. She looks at her, apron and outfit, and is like, "Let me change real quick." And Amon's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna swap to something more comfortable as well, if you don't mind." And the two of them quickly scurry into the bedroom to swap outfits.
Actually, since we're here, and I might as well do the same. And I go off to my room.
You can see that your room. Oh, hang on a bit.
Thank you.
You can see your room has only very slightly changed. They've kind of, they've since cleaned here and there and kind of made it into the guest room, but at the same time, it's your room.
They've dusted in here. And I go and I find something casual.
You find most of your clothes actually. Some of them are like still in the same location. A lot of them have been kind of packed away. But yeah, you are able to find a casual outfit that they left out for you, not put away in storage. They were not anticipating you coming back so soon.
Well, when were they anticipating me coming back?
That's a good question. At the end of your adventure, likely.
Zach whispering to the mayor, "Do you have prestidigitation or something?" Damn it, I had a ring of it and I have to fucking bathe like a normal person. I miss my ring. It's in better hands now. I hope that little goblin's doing the best they can.
To Gree doing
Shout outs
shenanigans.
to my boy Gree.
Zach, there's only one bathtub, so you guys are probably better off bathing at the end. You can hear Sandra shout from down the hall.
There.
Mary, you flip the Sandra's Guide to Shurthor to the page regarding the inn. The inn, the Wild Wendigo. You can see it's a fairly standard inn. Weird name, but it is basically the only inn in town, and nothing extravagant, but it does the job. It has been mapped out, the sign has been drawn, it has the head of a deer, ? And there are a couple of facts that have been scribbled out as if taking notes on some of the people who were there but weren't actually living there / working there. They were staying there, and there's just really weird specific notes on a lizard person. Some of them kind of rude, but you can't read everything as everything. A lot of it's been scribbled out.
Interesting.
So
She got ink plans in there? Just curiosity.
Got like what?
She's got like
What?
bank plans in there for some odd reason, Demare.
Okay, that was worse.
I still didn't understand you.
She got like bank plans in there.
Please!
The
Stop.
blueprints of the
Plans.
bank.
Using
bank
my
blueprints,
perception,
yes.
can I hear their conversation?
No, this is an IRL thing. I'm fucking sleep deprived and I'm hearing dink plans and I'm like,
Bank plan.
Bank. Yeah, no, that was the first thing I
BANK.
looked for.
Damn.
Yes. So there is like the drawing of the building and a lot of notes how it's hard to get into. They ask you to leave if you ask to see the vault. Very much like they knew that she was snooping around and drawing things, so they're like, oh, we can't let her do this. So there aren't a lot of notes besides it being very hard to break into, and there is a scribbled out section that seemed like she was planning a bank heist, but then the childlike wonder of like, I'm gonna be a baddie, break into the bank and get all the money and then buy the candy, like something along that line of like silly naive plans that she grew up and realized this isn't a good thing to happen here and scribbled it out.
That's not something
I show all this
expect
to
Santa
Zach.
ever want to do.
Is there any level of usefulness to these bank blueprints, blank layout plans?
And Sandra sneaks up behind them.
It's actually like, what is this? Is there anything I could use?
No. No, there is not.
What were your plans, Sandra? I want to hear a bad
Explain
word.
this. What were you thinking?
I wasn't.
I mean, clearly you did. You wrote stuff down.
If you didn't, why are they scribbled out?
You realize this was like, what, 13 years ago?
We can appreciate plans that children make.
Wait. Out of character, how old is Sandra supposed to be?
23. 24 next month.
I would have assumed she would be a lot older because of elves and whatnot, but okay.
No. Sandra
She isn't an elf.
Sandra has a
guess
similar
that's
lifespan
true.
to humans, actually.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that. It was like, since she's a part of the Feywilds, like the Elven Kingdom, I thought she would be, around like Nicholas's age or something of the sort, so I guess not. Never mind.
Honk.
I guess I'm gonna be church or whatever.
Hank.
So, if there wasn't anything else that the party wanted to do, Amon and Rena are going to come out in. Rena is in more casual clothes and not like around the house work clothes. She was almost in like, sweatpants and old college shirt type. This is my relaxing around the house and also, when I need to clean the kitchen type attire. And you can tell that she was not super expecting guests. But now she's swapped into something that she would actually go around town in. And Amon has dressed down from, adventuring garb to not, like, probably doesn't have a knife on him, has the coin pouch at the waist, and they are ready to go out and get some delicious dinner with the daughter and adventure game.
I go with them part way, and then I break off to go find Selena because we didn't inform her we moved this to a restaurant.
So, luckily, the Spicy Oak is on the way. On the way to the Spicy Oak is the bookstore. If you actually jump to the Shurthor map, they're conveniently not exactly labeled, but bookstore is here, and the Spicy Oak is down here. So, legitimately, you are going all the way across town. It is the furthest building away. So, as you are on the way, it is getting further into the day, so the bookstore is closing down. Selena is actually locking up probably early for the day. You are going to be probably hitting the dinner rush. Not really sure what that's going to be like in Podunk Town, but you are able to get Selena, who still kind of has the look of someone who's been, like, they had intensely cried and hair is, like, attempted fix from getting frazzled, but she's not super happy to see an even larger group approach, but she continues on.
I offer her a comb.
It's fine. It's fine.
Are you sure?
Yep. Fine.
Okay.
So,
So, the party makes their way to the ever so famous Spicy Oak. Mayor, you know that this place has the best beef stew, quote, just ask Sandra. It actually said that in her guide. Just ask Sandra.
Hey, Sandra, does this place have the best beef stew?
Yes. She just stares at you, daggers in her eyes like a cow stares at an oncoming train. Just yes.
Since I'm a vegetarian,
Okay.
what would be best for me to eat?
grass.
Grass.
That's edible, right?
No. How about no?
Depends on the type of grass.
Maybe if I'm desperate enough for
It's
a
an
meal,
elf
I would have
town. There's
grass.
gotta be something.
Yeah, I'd be really shocked if there wasn't anything
Yeah,
vegetarian related.
come on, Sandra. What is the Spicy Oaks vegetarian option?
Vegan ham.
What?
Vegan ham.
It's plant-based weirdo science.
Honestly, I was expecting more like a baked potato or something like that.
I mean,
but
we have
okay,
that.
bean-
That's an option. And the potatoes
Then
are really good.
then I'll have one baked potato.
One? That is not a meal.
2 baked potatoes then.
Sandra starts lecturing you on the basic food groups.
I don't.
Conveniently, she
I
pulls
don't.
out, what was it, the food pyramid or whatever, and she's got a
really
diagram.
Don't need a lecture. Also, isn't that a load of bullcrap?
Is it?
Like, wasn't there like a research recently that turned out that the food pyramid was actually a load of bullcrap? But I'm not sure.
Hold, please.
She is sleepy.
She needs to... What's her sleep schedule?
Random.
Oh.
Gotta nail that down.
I somehow managed to nail down my sleep schedule. Too bad it doesn't help, and I still feel tired in the morning.
Nah.
I beg of you, don't let her actually steal from the register.
Funny that you think there's a register.
There probably isn't. That's the thing. It's probably not like a cash register, but it's probably like a box where they keep the money.
A safe, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Mayhaps a box that they have in an institution that is used to hold money.
Anyway, yeah, Sandra's lecturing Nicholas on. She's got a diagram with the food pyramid.
I don't eat meat, Sandra. So technically the food pyramid doesn't really work for me.
She stares at you.
Yeah. I technically would get, like, my protein from, like, eating peanuts and whatnot.
Then get,
I mean, vegan ham is perfectly fine, I guess, but I'd rather just have a couple baked potatoes.
tomato soup.
You know what? That sounds delicious. Soft tomato soup.
Fantastic. Glad I convinced you. And we order our food.
So, as you approach the Spicy Oak, you see that it is in fact made to be like a giant oak tree, but obviously you can't. The trees here, while the tree is large, obviously it was not big enough for an entire institution to be built into. So, like, there is a tree sticking out of the top of the building, but there's also a building that expanded out of the tree, because you cannot have an entire institution in a tree unless it is a ridiculously large tree, but that is not in this elven forest. Regardless, upon entering, the various scents of food waft through the air, and you can see that in what would be the middle of the tree now is kind of like central-ish. It's kind of a weird setup, because the kitchen was like supposed to be where the middle of the tree was, but now it's kind of a walkway where you go around where the kitchen is, and there's just seating area everywhere around it, and there is a sectioned off like cleaning area where they take plates that need to be washed, etc., and like any type of butchering that's to the side, but you can see where they do a majority of the cooking, and the smell of spices is definitely in the air, as the namesake is. You can see that they have just this perpetual pot of stew that they have browning meat that they toss into the beef stew, and it is just this, like, it is a comically sized cauldron. You can anticipate that if all of the, like, 30 to 50 patrons were to order beef stew, they still would not be out of beef stew within this cauldron. It is kind of ridiculous. But as you make your way in, it is fairly packed. They do put you at the end of a long table. There are a couple of other patrons. The weirder thing is they sit you down next to a group of either mercenaries or adventurers. The first other group that you have come across in a decent amount of time. but you sit down and looking at everyone. Selena is, still kind of catching her breath, and for most of the walk, Amon and Rena have been like, "Are you okay? Our daughter is in a lot of distress." But it is hang on, I'm double checking. Selena isn't their daughter, is she?
No, Selena is
Yeah.
someone else's kid.
I don't know where I got the idea that was the daughter. There's only one bedroom in the house. Once again, I apologize. Not daughter. Other town member. They're just checking to make sure that they're okay. It's weird that I didn't realize that until now. Anyway, so Selena's been sufficiently checked, and everyone sits down, and one of the wait staff, who you can see that a fiery red-haired elf, who has very practical clothing, short sleeve shirt that clings to the skin fairly well. It's tucked in, has the pants have these very strange direct front pockets that you can see are kind of stuffed full of various utensils and such, and it comes over and it's like, "All right, soup? Anyone not soup?"
So,
I would like some tomato soup.
All right, tomato soup. Everyone else getting house soup?
Cedric gives them 2 enthusiastic thumbs up.
Great, excellent. Tomato soup for you. Bread with that?
2 more thumbs up.
Right, excellent. No specialty breads, anything? Any drinks?
Water.
soup.
Water, extra soup in a cup, gotcha.
Can I see the wine menu?
Sandra, you know the wine menu.
Yeah, I do. I get the usual.
Zach just gives a look at her parents.
I'll give you your. I'm assuming your usual. By the way, welcome back. I heard that you're already causing trouble, Sandra. Good job. Anyway, you're gonna be the talk of the town for the next week. So, and okay, gotcha. Rena orders wine as well. Amon just also orders water. Selena orders a shot glass, or not shot glass, a tumbler of brandy, and everyone gets their soup. Waitress walks away, and in a relatively quick time, it's like a minute, returns with a big tray of soups, bread, and everyone's drinks. Since the pot is already made, you have, they just pour it and here you go. So you immediately get, Sandra, you are given 2 bowls. Zach, you are given a bowl and a cup. They legitimately just poured stew into the cup.
Exactly.
Everyone gets a, it looks like a very weedy bread, that it comes pre-sliced, and Nicholas, you with your tomato soup, they also give you a small round of cheese. It's 4 inches in diameter that you can slice some off. They give you a little cheese knife. You can slice it off, put it on the bread, and put the bread on top of the soup, or just dunk it in. It doesn't really matter. But they're giving you something extra on the side just to have you give you a little something extra. And Selena grabs the brandy, knocks it back, puts the glass down, and the waiter just grabs it and walks away to go refill it.
I reach out over to her. Okay, take it slowly with that. There's a lot that I need to explain.
It's been a day already.
I know.
Zach's gonna ask the waiters for sugar packets.
When she comes back with the refilled brandy, she kind of gives you a weird look. Let's see what I can
Stares
do.
at them and clown. Soup.
Does anyone want my
Sugar.
cheese?
Amon takes you up on the cheese offer.
Okay, here you go.
He slices off a very generous portion of cheese and just puts it in his mouth and eats it. Doesn't do anything else with it. He just it's an obnoxious amount of cheese as well. You're supposed to cut it off in thin slices. He took an inch of that cheese and just shoved the entire thing in his mouth like a
Nice.
beast. Hands back the little plate of cheese. Avon just shrugs.
Appreciate this.
He likes cheese. He likes cheese, Nicholas.
I mean, no, I'm impressed. I didn't hate it. I didn't say I hate that he ate the cheese in one bite. The slice of cheese in one bite. That doesn't bother me at all.
And the waitress returns and puts a you know how restaurants have the cup or bowl option for soups? The cup that is not actually a cup, it's just a reference to a small bowl. That is what she gives you. She walked into the back, took a scoop of that in one of these cups, and just sets it in front of you, Zach. It's it should be good. But the closest thing we have to packet. Sugar doesn't come in packets; it comes in bags. So if
I got this,
to...
but Zach just pulls out a fucking small vial of sugar they had on them from the candies they crushed earlier.
You ordered a glass of sugar?
Don't worry about it. Just dumps it into their soup. Starts mixing it. I'm good here.
You've ruined it.
Have I though?
The stew here, it's a gift from the goddess, and
I've still got
besmirched
I've
it
still
with
got my glass of soup for a chaser though. Don't worry about it.
Who puts sugar in there?
Listen, I'll enjoy my soup my way, and you can enjoy your soup your way. Don't be so judgmental, Sandra.
The waitress is legitimately taken aback and scrunches up her nose like you just did something legitimately horrifying by putting sugar into beef stew.
Yeah, with their fucking scrunching, Zach's just gonna make a little illusion of a fucking death skull appear over the soup while mixing it just to fuck with her more.
Zach, you have some interesting tastes.
Honk.
She's even more reaffirmed of this bullshit you're pulling here, and she just shakes her head. It's fucking clowns.
Zach,
Second time this week.
this is why we can't have nice things.
I mean, having a pretty nice soup, it just takes a gulp of their fucking sugarified beef stew. It has the major clown groups. We're good.
Major clown group.
Sandra kind of... Okay, you know when you get a lot of sugar in your system and you get the shakes? Sandra does one of those. Just by looking at it.
Amon leans forward, is oh, can I get some extra cheese? Yep, I'm on it. And anything else for any of you? The waitress reaches over and grabs one of Sandra's empty bowls.
What do we have for dessert?
Well, we did get a chocolate cake. There's also a wild berry pie, and
I'll have the wild berry pie.
Make that 2.
all right. And how many extra bowls do you need, Sandra, for soup?
I think I got one more after this one in me.
All right, I'll bring the extra bowl and the 4 slices of wild berry pie and clowny clown face. Anything you need?
Just eating the soup, not speaking, just makes an image of the chocolate cake.
Ooh, the thing is ready.
She opens her mouth and then Amon leans over. Oh, you got the permit to. She's like, of course he has the permit. Of course the clown has the permit. And
Just fucking puts the word they.
Sorry about that. And then walks off, and you can. It's honestly like surprising with how fast they are bringing you all of the food that you're ordering. Amon gets an entire round of cheese, picks it up and just takes a bite out of it, and then like alternates soup and biting cheese as if it's like a sandwich or something. Amon holds it over the candle that is in the middle of the table and starts getting a little bit melty and then takes another bite out of it. And it as a tax, Rita reaches over, pulls it, and takes a bite out of it as well. And just, casually munching as all of them are waiting for Sandra to kind of get everyone up to speed. And
Right.
the waitress walks over and delivers all of the ordered goods as you're about to start.
And I wait till they all have my attention, and then without a word, I roll up my sleeve to reveal the glowing arm.
That's new.
Okay. Let's start at the beginning. And I tell them everything.
It, like, as you're talking, it's something that you kind of don't notice at first. The adventurers who are sitting next to you kind of like stop their conversation, and you can tell that they're listening in. And then as you get to, if you're telling them everything from like Adventurers Guild forward, by the time that you're like talking about the happenings in Ukavrong, you have most of the restaurant's attention, as you decided to do this in a public place.
Actually, yeah, this is a terrible idea, Sandra.
And are you going to continue on with all the listening in?
Sorry, what?
So a bunch of people in the restaurant are listening into your explanation of things going on.
Right, sorry. Right. New art just came in, and I'm kind of shifted attention to that, but I'm sorry. This is important. But yeah, I keep going.
Okay, yeah, by the time that you kind of like...
like through the sack will have been putting some fucking little image description. The image is based on the descriptions Sandra's giving off of the things they've been seeing.
Yeah,
Gotta use that fucking entertainment license, damn it. Milk it.
As you finish the salvation of Ukavrong and stealing of the boat and making your way to Thor and all the dragon attacks and everything.
And
You
my
know,
sister who hates me.
Yup. It hits that point where there's just like so much to unpack that like they start kind of, you know, by asking some questions about some things, especially with like Steadfast and the opening of the Hell Rift and the fact that Zack was given a gift and probably has some infernal stuff going on that would be of concern to a lot of people, and the whole fact that you've worked / been forced to work for a lich, and there's a lich around, and a lot of people are unsure, like, are you just making some shit up, or is this like actually things that have gone down? And yeah, it was a lot, and the questions like stop when all of the Illithid stuff comes up and the dragons show up, and that by the time it's like your sister, you can tell that like there's a lot of emotion, but there's so many things of like, oh shit, all this stuff is happening, and it's like fairly close to home, especially all of these dragons.
This also includes the fucking Thor death timeline visual that Zack will do their best to fucking illusion into being. Fucking Sandra's going over that.
I try my best to explain that.
The fuck, Zack is doing their effort with that, which is to describe this place is doomed, by the way, Lamau.
It's not doomed. Not if I can help it.
Like 99% of timelines said things will bad happen.
Not if
unless you
I
do
can
something.
help it.
No pressure. I mean, we're gonna have to do it, but you know. Takes a drink of soup.
And
Right.
so, yeah, it was around then that the guards rounded up the group and the floating clown, and we had to pay, what was it, like 50, 60 gold, something like that. Demer here owes me 31 gold.
I think for like adventuring license, or for what was that one for?
That was for your clowning license.
Why is she paying?
I had you pay 31, and I'm having her pay 31 because I blame you both equally.
I mean, good luck getting it out of her.
Yeah, I know.
You
That's
get
the
a
problem.
resounding.
I'm sorry, that your mic cut out. What'd you say?
You get a resounding.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So then we went back to the house, I explained some things, and now we're here. And that's all of it now.
Selena pounds her third brandy.
Yeah. How sober is she?
Not.
Oh boy.
Just not.
She got the gist of it, right?
Yeah, she knows things aren't good.
Okay. Alright. Well, I'm gonna take you home after, okay?
So like, yeah, that's good to be in like popping a little hologram. We got the dragons, we got the Illithid. What else? Trying to make friends with the Arcanizanthus.
Oh, Taz!
I mean, well, Taz is there, but Taz isn't one of the major threats you're facing. Existentially, unless Taz is.
Taz
in
is
which
a
case that's kind of cool.
friend.
But okay, then why did you mention Taz?
And I pull out Taz. Amon, have you met Taz?
No, you haven't shown me Taz.
And I turn Taz on, he starts floating.
Oh, would you look at that?
Right?
Takes another chomp of cheese.
Yeah, we found this.
And don't forget the thieves guild that turned out to be like some demon. So that's like at least four big guns.
Sandra already explained that part.
No, it was actually summarizing with the four existential crises the world is
She
facing.
got secondhand accounts from Zach and tried her best to explain the Devil King who destroyed Steadfast.
Yeah, just like, oh yeah, these are the four big ones I've noticed that are kind of existential threats to, I think, everyone, I guess. I mean, I don't know, having octopus people is probably bad. Dragons, the demons, and I mean, we probably don't want to have another fissure happen or whatever.
They are, how did I describe them, Zach? I said something rather good this morning before coffee.
Coffee.
I think I called...
That reminds me, waiter, more coffee. Actually, give me the first coffee. I haven't asked for any yet.
You'll have to wait for a second. We don't have coffee brewed right now.
Okay.
Sandra is still
Any other
on
weird
her...
requests?
Sandra is still on her first
Yes,
glass of wine.
me, raw.
By the way. Because,
I wish I
like...
could make coffee, but so far I can only make water.
Because I'm still on my first glass of wine because figured I should be sober for this.
Zach's been consuming soup.
As you've been eating it, the waitress has been coming back and refilling soup. You get a plate of like the chopped raw meat before it gets cooked up and then tossed into the stew because they can't just toss raw meat into the stew that they're continuously serving.
All right, gonna just fucking roll that in the sugar to get it like covered up in sugar and start eating that.
You get a lot of very concerned looks, but there's like one of the adventurers just like knows clowns, as you can just obviously tell, and they're just like, yeah, this is clown bullshit. That this tracks.
So yeah, that's everything I've been up to. Still owe that innkeeper 50 gold.
Which one?
Wait, what? And keeper? I don't remember the name.
You guys weren't there for that, don't worry.
Oh,
Huh.
okay.
Don't usually owe people money.
Snowed in the Winter City for a while. She gave me a discount rate. It's just next time I'm in town.
Rita speaks up and it's just like, so kind of round and back here, dragons attacking Shurthor?
Potentially, yes.
And well, the elephant have been around for a bit, but those are not something that we typically deal with.
The Illithid is gone, at least for now.
They ran away, which means they're probably still out there.
They've been routed.
So
If we really wanted to, we could track them down, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, so not an issue, but dragons and a lich?
Yeah, she's cool.
She's
stable.
She's not gonna start going out and blowing up towns. And for the time being, we seem to be... Our goals are similar, at least.
The goals are aligned of stopping the dragons, which probably helps a lot, to be honest.
Definitely. I think we've come to an understanding. I'm not going to work for her, but I will work with her.
Okay, and The dragon issue is completely separate from everything else.
Yeah.
We don't know, actually.
Yeah, no, actually.
We're still trying to figure all that out. Dragons started attacking on our way here, so that's still new.
Yeah, there have been people saying Dragoon has been spotted again. So
Oh, I heard about
Where?
that.
Out of curiosity.
in Albania.
I
Figured.
see. Hopefully they'd help, maybe. I mean, dragons, right?
Well, of course, but it'd be kind of hard
Yeah,
to
they've-
get them away from Albania.
There have been a number of people coming out of Albania that, they're trying to get to the smaller towns that have less opulence that tends to attract the dragons.
That probably won't help.
Yeah, there've been a number of travelers working their way through here.
I mean, if Riverside is anything to go by, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, especially with you saying that this town might be in danger. I guess you said the town is in danger,
Yes.
but we need to figure out what we're gonna do about that.
That's
Dragons
why we're
will
here.
get here. We don't know when, but they will get here, inevitably.
That's why we're
And
here.
that... Yeah. I mean, we should probably have the town try to mount some kind of defense against dragons. Don't know who to get in touch with for that.
That would be the hunting lodge. Like, if you want immediate help, that would be our best bet. Unless we want to send a messenger to the capital, which would take a few days.
Selena slurredly goes, "Why are you asking a bunch of hunters to help? Those hunters can only fight bears.
I mean, the dragon's just a flying bear with magic and acid and bullshit.
Dragons aren't bears, silly. Dragons. Bears live in the trees."
I see.
Selena, I think you should take a nap.
You're the one who's going around adventuring. I got books to read tonight.
I know you do. I know.
Better from me the good stuff.
I did. Don't worry. Anyway.
You just hear a thump as her head hits the table.
I kind of reach out and stop that from impacting the table.
It's not a hard impact, but she's down.
Oh boy.
Well, Sandra, Amon speaks up, having finished his cheese. Well, champ, if we need to defend from dragons, then it's probably not. Well, you've been fascinated with them for a bit, so having you mount the defense sounds like it would be really helpful for the town if you're willing.
I've already watched one home burn to the ground. I'm not gonna let that happen again.
Well, if we need to do something, then You can certainly ask.
I appreciate that, Amon, I really do. Okay. We'll start tomorrow.
Soup?
You, adventuring party who's been eavesdropping this whole time.
The adventuring party just like sheepishly just starts turning towards you.
You guys got a name?
Yeah. A fairly sizable armor-clad wolf folk warrior. You can see that she has some kind of white wolf/fox-esque ears on her head. Yeah. Falcon's Heroes?
Well,
That's
Falcon's
cool
Heroes.
name.
Sandra Pinehoof, Wild Whirlwinds, and I extend my hand.
The scrawnier individual, they look to be at least from what you can tell, a human male who they have goggles on their head and a bandolier of scroll cases across their chest. They're the ones who's actually sitting next to you. They just like sheepishly reach over and shake your hand.
You folks want to fight dragons?
Kind of look amongst themselves. You notice that this is an adventuring party of 3.
How experienced do they look?
Are they newbies or are they like experienced?
Yeah,
They-
we gauge
so-
them as veteran adventurers. I would like to gauge them.
As people who've killed at least five dragons total, collectively.
You can tell that they've definitely been around the block. The wolf lady is. There has to be a particular name for it, but I'm blanking on what it is.
There's
I think it might be Wolfkin. She like human-esque face, but like the wolf features, kind of
furry?
clawed hands, basically.
Kitsune?
Uh,
Oh, that's a fox girl. That was fox.
It's kind of
No, that's a
kitsune,
home
but
group.
single.
Wait, we know what you're talking about.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No,
Definitely not Noel.
Oh,
Never
definitely
mind.
not Knowles.
A werewolf?
God, there really just isn't canine humanoids in 5e by default, but we don't not using 5e by default, so fuck it, do whatever you want.
Anyway, they're the people who would live in Wolf Nora. So,
wolf
Yay.
kind.
anyway, she has a fairly damaged breastplate that you can see a number of runes on, as well as a pretty big sword, but also there are a number of runes on.
Holy crap.
And the Furbolg woman sitting across the table from the wizard has what looks to be mithril chainmail and a holy symbol of the moon goddess. She has a pretty sizable lance on her back, and the wizard himself has a cloak that you're fairly certain that some of you have seen this type of cloak before. It is a cloak of resistance. The bandolier of scroll cases, goggles that, now that you're like taking a second to really gauge this group, I'll say like everyone can go ahead and roll an insight check for me.
Sure.
You'll potentially get more information, but these are just like perception-based things that you can get at a casual glance.
+7.
Bit.
Whoa, what the hell? My insight is really high.
Someone click
Thank you,
12.
Sand, and now you gave me a 12.
Nice.
That's the party.
Isn't it?
I
So
Yeah.
still don't know why I keep getting the party. I don't
that's
know
because you
why.
have the party selected.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, what does a
You go to your own
26 tell
sheet.
me?
So a 26 tells you the wizard is a bit timid, but kind of does what the other two want. The Furbolg is, you can tell she's the type to be inclined to help those in need, and the Wolfkin is one who enjoys fights, and like all of them are definitely, they've earned the title of hero, so you know that they are proficient and have been around the block, and with the mix of your insight and general perception, you pick up on the so the group composition is wizard, cleric, fighter, and the wizard has been enchanting the entirety of the party's equipment, and they've been around the block and probably were here either taking a break or were between missions, and they could be convinced to, you know, assist. The gear that they are wearing doesn't exactly match where the locale is, and mixed with the scent, they were recently not in this area. There's a chance that this wizard is able to teleport. So, use that information how you will. That is how strong they are.
Wow.
Yeah, question
Right,
stands.
there
You guys want to fight dragons?